Welcome everybody to the inaugural Spaghetti Town Records Circus. I'm your old pal Sleazegrinder of classic rock magazine fame, also the host and producer of the Heavy Leather universe, including the Heavy Leather Topless Dance Party and the Heavy Leather Horror Show. Let me tell you a little bit about Spaghetti Town Records before we begin. Spaghetti Town is sort of like Sub Pop if every band was Blood Circus. And I know that's inside, but you get it. Actually, it's more like one of those incredible labels in the 90s and the 2000s, Estrus, Junk, Man's Ruin, White Jazz, Flipside, etc., that you knew you could rely on to deliver hot rock action from wherever it was happening. Hardcore rock and roll for hardcore rock and rollers. There's no better source right now for the real stuff than Spaghetti Town, and that's why we're here. Tonight we're going to sample some of the fabulous evils that Spaghetti Town has to offer live, without a net, from the various bunkers around the world that all the bands are currently hunkered down in. Now, obviously these bands would love to be bringing you the rock live and in person to smell your gross sweat and beer breath, but since we're mid-pandemic, we figured this would be the next best thing. Hopefully, this will be the beginning of an ongoing series, not unlike those awesome hard and heavy VHS rock video magazines from the late 80s. Remember those? Sure you do, they're great. The best way to support these bands right now is to purchase their music and their merch, and there will be links below to do just that. You might be surprised to find that just sitting around staring at your guitars isn't as lucrative as being out on the road. Alright, let's get to it. First up is Fast Eddy. Are they named after the dude from Motorhead? No, they're named after the dude from Fastway. Please don't send angry postcards. I know it's the same guy. I don't know why they're called Fast Eddy. Just ask them. Fast Eddy are a stomping, glammy, hard rock band halfway between Thin Lizzy and the New York Dolls, and they are certain to tear your head clean off. They're from Denver, Colorado, home of the seminal punk band The Frantics, guys with the incredible My Dad's a Fucking Alcoholic single from 1983, who, by the way, later became the glam grunge powerhouse, The Fluid. That's neither here nor there, but facts are facts. Fast Eddy's got a few singles out already. They've most recently been working with Tuck Smith from The Biters as a producer, and in a different world, their Game of Love EP would have been out this summer, and they would still be touring it as we speak. They'd probably be on like the Malaysian leg of the tour at this point. But instead, they're locked down, and that brings us to this hot set that we're about to witness. Watch it and weep. Don't worry though, someday you'll be close enough to touch them. Their host, the classic double host gimmick, is Neil Sampson. It says here, he's a guy who does intros. I resemble that remark. Anyway, here's Fast Eddy.
Woo! Woohoo! Yeah. All right. Well, next up is Dead Eyes.
Dad eyes.
Oh God! Get out of here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, in the wise words of Steve Aoli, what's up, party people? Who's drunk? I know I am. Well, up next is the game of love. Something my parents said I know nothing about. Oh, shit. Dude.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This game of love. Trust your heart to your heart so fire, and don't trust the pros, they'll try to confine you. Bear the pain to your brain and to your body, 'cause heartache's the cure that drives in the spurs, and everyone needs a little heartbreak to set your mind straight. In this game of love, can't you see that you and me are on the same page, we're not the same age? In this game of love. Everyone needs a little heartbreak to set your mind straight. In this game of love, can't you see that you and me are on the same page, we're not the same age? In this game of love. In this game of love. In this game of love. Whoa. In this game of love.
Hey everybody, it's Bill again. I'm back. How about them balloons? I showed up and blew all these balloons. I always show up ready to
Right
blow.
now. Get ready.
Well, next song. What these guys told me earlier today, when I should be here, they said "Need to Know," and I was like, 1, 2, 3, go!
I need to know.
Well, thank y'all for coming. It's the last song, so I'm just gonna get the fripp out of the way. Let me get out of here.
Have I seen the Pale Lips? 60% sure I have. Almost everybody has. They're always on the road, and they're great. Bubblegummy but vicious. They're the perfect jukebox band at like a pizza place where there's a lot of fights. Also, they're from Montreal, home of lots of great bands like the Dangerines and, you know, Voivod. They have 2 full-length albums, perhaps most notably 2019's After Dark on, that's right, Spaghetty Town. Pale Lips have toured the US, Canada, and Europe several times. They planned on being back in the US this year, but you know, we all had great plans. They do plan on having some new music out next year, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's see them in action. Here they are, everybody, the Pale Lips.
Worst Reduno ever.
Take 7, I think.
I cannot get her off the phone. She changed her last name to Ramon. And when she left me all alone, I caught her kissing us to go. And all she wanna do is bump. She won't teach me to creep in her. I think it's really gotta stop. Why can't she just be into her? Mary Lou, Santa Claus, what the hell am I to do? Mary Lou, isn't she gonna go? Mary Lou, Santa Claus, think I know what's wrong with you. R-A-M-O-N-E-S-A-O. She's shouting gabba gabba hey, and hitching right to Rocco's way. Her leather jacket feels to stay. She's leaning on the ground all day. Having a fair with BDK. But Joey, she has gotta stay. She rubbed on her Johnny's right way and kisses Tommy in the spring. Mary Lou, Santa Claus, what the hell am I to do? Mary Lou, isn't she gonna go? Mary Lou, Santa Claus, think I know what's wrong with you. R-A-M-O-N-E-S-A-O. Let's go! And all she wanna do is bump. She won't teach me to crease in her. I think it's really gotta stop. Why can't she just be into her? Mary Lou, Santa Claus, what the hell am I to do? Mary Lou, isn't she gonna go? Mary Lou, Santa Claus, think I know what's wrong with you. This place who's got nothing to do, she wanna get loose, she's something new, oh no. Oh yeah, Manic Maggie's got a baby, she wanna be bad, she wanna get down, but she never had, oh no. Oh yeah, they wanna be dancing
I saw these guys open up for Black Sabbath once, and they were awesome. What? Well, I'm told that was Blue Oyster Cult, but I bet Criminal Kids would have been just as good. I do remember interviewing them for my old Heavy Leather Music video show, and they were definitely the kind of guys that you'd want to hang out with. You know when you're listening to Black Flag and it's all punching mirrors and fighting with cops, and then TV Party comes on, and you're like, let's just do this instead. That's the Criminal Kids. They're punk rock, but the getting drunk and watching Love Boat variety. Anyway, they're from Chicago, which means they probably hung out with Urge Overkill once or twice, which is cool. And they have a fantastic EP out on Spaghetty Town, which originally came out in 2018 and is now on its second pressing. And I think the first pressing was like 300,000 copies, so that's pretty good. Well on its way to gold at this point. They got signed after Teddy Spaghetty saw him at the Down South Showdown in Atlanta. He was drunk at the time, so thank goodness he has good taste when he's drunk. Let's check them out in action. Here they are live in a church. They're Christian punks. Did I mention that? I'm just kidding. They're gonna burn down the church immediately after. Criminal Kids. Me and Motosierra go way back. I used to have a record label, Sleazegrinder Records, and they were on my Zodiac Mind Warp and the Love Reaction tribute album, Snake Oil Super Charm, back in 2003. If you ever want to lose a bunch of money real quick, release a tribute album. Anyway, they're from Uruguay. They are fast, powerful, and evil. They've been together since 1999. They've toured Europe and South America, and they have an amazing single out now on Spaghetty Town. Also, if you like double hosts, you're in luck, because they got one too. His name is Gonzo Role. Take it away, Gonzo and Motosierra.
Wow! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, amigos y amigas. Es un honor para mí presentar esta hermosa banda con ustedes, Motosierra.
Mundo nuevo para todos. Llegó el futuro, penetrándonos a todos. Culo del mundo. Y en la calle te amontonan los carros de caballo con autos chinos, empujando todos juntos de este puto país subdesarrollado. Desde el cerro hasta Pocito, campeones nuevos, pagan sueldos y estas cuotas hasta los huevos. Y contigo dando vueltas sin saber dónde voy a medianoche. Y en la calle la violencia está por estallar. Libertad y muerte, paraíso, asesino, nada para mí. Robando juntos, acaso no tiene mente, no ganan multitudes. Los porteños asesinan porque piensan que acá somos distintos. Y la verdad es que en el baño te hago dicho de torre, la fija al diablo, paraíso, asesino, te quieren matar. Marionetas, nadie puede aplacar, son todos caretas, van llenando naciones de justificadores que venden humo, pero le da lo de la pena que no venga a mentir, no le creas nada, 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 no, no, no. Oscura, baja negra, yeah, yeah.
Killer Hearts are from Houston, Texas. Most of them used to be in a great band called The Wrong Ones. We also have a couple records out, which is kind of amazing since they all look young enough to just throw into juvie hall. They play fast, loose, glammy rock and roll, not unlike Johnny Thunders if he was from Texas and, you know, had beer for blood. They have a great single out now on Spaghetty Town, and their first full-length, Skin Tight Electric, is in the can, as they say. It was originally planned for 2020, but so wasn't everything else. So look for it next year. By the way, so I had a show for 3 years called the Heavy Leather Topless Dance Party, and here was the premise. It was live weekly rock and roll dance party. But when I first started getting it together, my partners were like, are people really going to want to watch rock bands? I'm from Boston, so I don't know if you've ever been here. Bands aren't much to look at. So I was like, well, what if there's strippers? And that is how you make an award-winning TV show. The Killer Hearts know what I'm talking about. You'll see what I mean.
This just can't be.
Well, that's it. It's over. Go home or continue to be home. Thanks for watching. The band's really put their all into it, so I implore you to please buy their records and t-shirts and whatever else they're peddling. It's the only way to solve the rock and roll crisis. And remember, support underground rock and roll, and people will find you sexy and interesting. I guarantee it. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, share it around, and we hope to see you again for the next Spaghetti Town Records Circus.